As you are aware, we've initiated numerous programs and initiatives to make sure that we are always and at all times with the people of Kashmir. Today, as I am at the helm and shortly to leave, I realize that the region is at the cusp of a new beginning. We've seen over the last year and a half numerous significant events taking place here, and we've also seen a lot of development come to the region. In my view, this has been facilitated by a stable security situation brought about by very, very significant efforts that have been put in by the Chinar Corps and its sister agencies and organizations such as the Jammu and Kashmir Police, the CAPFs that are deployed here, and numerous other security agencies. So therefore, as I leave, I wish the Kashmiri people the very best, and I am quite certain and confident that they will embrace the numerous opportunities that lie ahead of them. Thank you, and I'll now leave it open to all of you to throw your questions and queries at me.
Being GOC 15 report, what's your assessment? And then there is a debate going on this recruitment drive as far as the Agniveer is concerned. What's your take on it?
So, as I see it, you're asking me two separate questions. One is first as to what is our biggest security challenge. I think, like I've said, the security situation in the state, as I see it, for the better part of the last 2 years, has been very, very peaceful and stable. So therefore, if you look at all the parameters against which you weigh such a situation, they've all been down. Terrorism today is largely fueled from across the borders. I think that much is very clear. We haven't had any active recruitment as I see it over the last year and a half. The numbers last year were down to a dozen, I think, across the year, and this year we are almost next to nil. So therefore, if you see another violence parameters in terms of atrocities committed by terrorists, I think if you even look at the 4 or 5 incidents that we've had in the valley this year, softer targets have been picked where it's easy for even untrained personnel, maybe wielding a pistol or a smaller weapon to carry out such an atrocity. But the numbers are almost negligible. If you see terrorist-initiated incidents, and I'm speaking within the valley, they've again been far and few in between. So therefore, now what is the challenge? The challenge is to be able to maintain this situation. In my view, Kashmir has had a good year, just as it did last year. But we need a few more good years like this for the peace to be enduring and lasting. And that, I feel, is the biggest challenge of the security forces, to be able to keep the situation the way it is today. About your second question, the recruitment of the Agniveers, I know a lot has been said and written about this, but if you heard our Chief of Army Staff speaking, numerous other veterans and other experts speaking, I think you need to give any initiative a little bit of time for it to mature and become better. And I think as far as the Agniveer recruitment scheme is concerned, it is at that stage where it is metamorphosing. And I am quite certain, the way we've embraced numerous other initiatives in the past, that the armed forces will be able to make it successful. We need a few more good years like the ones that we've had. 2024, 2023, I would say 2022 also amongst those. But I again want to say that for this peace to be enduring and lasting, we need to go through this process for a few more years. And therefore, whether it is the counter-infiltration grid on the line of control or the counter-terrorism grid that is deployed in the valley, it has to be maintained and sustained. Because we are possibly in the consolidation phase, and therefore, in my view, no dilution of the grid is either recommended, and I definitely am not a proponent of that at this stage. So, the official numbers which the multi-agency committees put out are approximately 80. And if you see, that's the lowest number in many years. When I came here last year, we were looking at numbers past the 100-figure mark. Now that figure has come down. Now obviously, that figure is sustained by the perpetrators at a certain number, which is considered critical to sustain the terrorism ecosystem here. It has been the endeavor of the security forces to actively and aggressively bring these numbers down, and I think we've succeeded. Now the official figure is at 80, and I'm quite confident that the way we are going ahead, and we are prosecuting our operations in a manner where we are utilizing every wherewithal and means at our behest, find that we are almost knocking at the doors of the winter. We premise our outreach to the Kashmiri people and the Awam on certain pillars. And let me spell these out. The first one is education, the second is the youths, third is women, the fourth is promoting culture. So if I was to quickly just run through each of these pillars, as far as education is concerned, you are aware that we've spearheaded many pioneering schemes, Valley, and I feel that through these, we can shape the personalities of young children and make them realize as to what is good for them, what are the opportunities that lie ahead of them. We've invested about 37 crores over the last 3 years, and this will continue because most of these students are going to colleges and universities that have been carefully and deliberately identified and picked, and the students are in 4-year programs that they are attending. You heard of the Super 50, which trains and prepares students for stringent exams such as the NEET, IITs and the IIMs, and we are providing them the wherewithal and the necessary preparation that can prepare them for the very, very tough competition that is obviously key infiltration और लाइन ऑफ कंट्रोल के उस पार क्या इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है, कम हुआ है पहले से, तो बेशक जैसे आपने कहा यहाँ पे काउंटर इन्फिल्ट्रेशन ग्रिड स्ट्रॉन्ग है. आपको मालूम है कि एंटी इन्फिल्ट्रेशन ऑब्स्टिकल सिस्टम जिसको हम फेंस भी कहते हैं वो है, वो टेक्निकली एनेबल्ड है, और कई जो अटेम्प्ट्स हैं घुसपैठ के उनको हमने नाकाम किया है. अगर आप लॉन्च पैड और इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की बात करें जो लाइन ऑफ कंट्रोल के उस पार है, इस साल हमने देखा कि हालांकि इन लॉन्च पैड्स में लोग थे और हमें इंटेलिजेंस एजेंसी से इनपुट्स भी आ रहे थे कि ये कोशिश करेंगे, लेकिन उतने अटेम्प्ट्स नहीं हुए इस समर में जब वो नॉर्मली होते हैं जैसे कि हमने पिछले सालों में देखा. अब इसकी वजह क्या है? आपने बोला क्या स्ट्रैटेजी चेंज हुई है. ये तो जाहिर है कि घुसपैठ लाइन ऑफ कंट्रोल के अलावा दूसरी जगह से भी हो सकती है और शायद इस साल हुई भी, और इसीलिए अगर आप देखें तो शायद जम्मू रीजन में नंबर्स कुछ बढ़ गए हैं क्योंकि वो एरिया हमेशा से पीसफुल था. तो स्ट्रैटेजी चेंज शायद ये हुई है कि लॉन्च पैड्स में हम देख रहे थे, हमें लग रहा था कि यहाँ से इन्फिल्ट्रेट करेंगे, लेकिन इन्फिल्ट्रेशन की कोशिशें और शायद सक्सेसफुल कोशिशें कहीं और से हो रही, और इसीलिए हम देख रहे हैं कि वो नंबर्स शायद थोड़े से बढ़ गए। लेकिन मैं सिर्फ आपको ये बताना चाहता हूं कि मैं बहुत कॉन्फिडेंट हूं और मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि वो नंबर्स भी जल्दी कम होने शुरू हो जाएंगे, क्योंकि इंटेलिजेंस हमें आने लग गई। दूसरा, आसिफ, आपने बात करी पिछले साल कोकरनाग वाले ऑपरेशन की। मैं सिर्फ इतना अपनी तरफ से कहना चाहता हूं कि वो एक अटैक नहीं था। आपको मालूम है कि उस ऑपरेशन में हमारे कर्नल मनप्रीत सिंह, मेजर आशीष भंचक, डीएसपी हुमायूं भट्ट और सिपाही प्रदीप सिंह मेड द सुप्रीम सैक्रिफाइस। वो हमारा ऑपरेशन था। और कई बार मैंने सुना है आप लोगों को बोलते हुए कि वो अटैक था, लेकिन मैं आज शायद एक आखिरी बार ये क्लैरिफाई करना चाहता हूं कि ऑपरेशन हमारा था। हमने सरप्राइज भी अचीव करी, लेकिन और कर्नल मनप्रीत और डीएसपी हुमायूं उस हाइडआउट तक ऑलमोस्ट पहुंच गए। लेकिन आप लोग सब एक्सपीरियंस हैं, आपको मालूम है कि जब पहाड़ों में और जंगलों में ऑपरेशन होते हैं तो आपको पिन पॉइंट पता नहीं होता कि वो हाइडआउट एक्चुअली कहां है। दे हैड अचीव्ड सरप्राइज, और हाउ पूरी रात वो कॉलम्स चले थे, वो हाइडआउट सराउंड हो गया था। लेकिन लास्ट स्टेज में जब वो हाइडआउट के पास थे और वो आपस में मशवरा कर रहे थे कि एग्जैक्ट लोकेशन क्या हो सकता है, उस समय में काफी फायरिंग हुई और उन चारों को गोली लगी। और वो टेरेन ऐसा था कि हमें उनको वहां से इवैक्यूएट करने में भी प्रॉब्लम हुई। क्या वो फॉरेन टेररिस्ट थे? आपको मालूम है कि उस ऑपरेशन में 2 मरे भी। वन वॉज अनआइडेंटिफाइड, वन वॉज आइडेंटिफाइड एज अ लोकल। शायद 1-2 बच के निकल भी गए। क्या वो पाकिस्तानी टेररिस्ट थे या जैसे आप बोल रहे हैं फॉरेन टेररिस्ट थे? वो कहना मुश्किल है। हाल ही में जो हमने ऑपरेशंस देखे हैं उसमें पंजाब के उस तरफ जम्मू रीजन में आई थिंक हमारे पास काफी संकेत हैं कि ये इन ऑल प्रोबेबिलिटी पाकिस्तानी टेररिस्ट हैं। यहां पर पाकिस्तानी टेररिस्ट नहीं मरे, ये मैं आपसे सहमत नहीं हूं, क्योंकि 2 ऑपरेशंस में नॉर्थ कश्मीर में पाकिस्तानी टेररिस्ट भी मरे। इनके नंबर्स क्या हैं कहना थोड़ा मुश्किल है, बट दे कुड बी एनीथिंग फ्रॉम 25 to 40। ज्यादा बड़ा नंबर नहीं है, लेकिन अगर एक एरिया पीसफुल है, स्टेबल है, और उसमें सडनली इतने आप आतंकवादियों को ऐड कर दो तो थोड़ा समय लगता है जो काउंटर टेररिस्ट ग्रिड है उसको मैच्योर होने। तो अभी वो ग्रिड को लगाया गया, और जैसे कि मैंने बताया अब उसमें इंटेलिजेंस उत्पन्न होनी शुरू हो गई, और आप देखेंगे कि आगे सक्सेसफुल ऑपरेशंस भी होंगे। मुझे पूरा विश्वास है इसके बारे में।
सर